familiar with him, and welcome, Laurie.
Thank you. That's very nice of you. Can I get a tea?
No.
Oh, right.
So anyway, without further ado, Laurie, would you please give us an opening prayer? Thank
Certainly.
you.
If you're surprised at seeing me here, Tony Goswell, bless her, has got a really bit of a hacky cough and everything, so she said I'll stay away until all this passes, and absolutely fine. So, if we could just still our minds just for this short time, please. Leave all our worries, our concerns, our cares, our fears outside the doors of this, your church. And link in with that divinity which resides within all things. That thread of God, that thread of creativity that binds everything in the universe together, bringing with it the truth and the knowledge that we are all connected, that no man is an island, that what is done to one is done to all. And as we enter into this holy hour, I would ask those links with Spirit grow stronger, that my guides and inspirers work in the way which they know best is suited to today, that those loved ones who are eager now to join together to remind us of the continuity of life, that life is one expression lived through many changes, many faces, but it is a life eternal. We now hand this service over under the dutiful eye and care of that divine Spirit that we call God. Amen.
Amen. And just before we go into the Lord's Prayer, if anybody's phone's on, could you make sure that they're switched off, please? And then we'll go into the Lord's Prayer. Okay, thank you. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thine will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. And forgive those who trespass against us, and lead us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Thank you. And now it's time for our healing meditation, and this is where you may send out healing to wherever you like, to your family, your friends, to your animal friends, out across the world, wherever you feel that it's needed. We're all healers. It is our own natural ability to give healing just by being who we are in any moment of the day, whether it's by a smile, an act of kindness, a hug, or a gesture of love. So I'll just play some music now and leave you into that wonderful space. Thank you. thank you all for sending your healing, blessings and love to where it is most needed. And may you all feel the love and the healing for yourself, especially throughout these times. And now I shall hand you over to Lawrence for his reading and address. Thank you very much, Lawrence.
Thank you. I nearly said I'm not going to do it, you're going to do it then, but I thought, no, I better not.
I was waiting for no, and I thought, it's only joking, folks.
Good afternoon, everybody. I don't know what's going on with upstairs, and I don't mean the flat, I mean a bit further higher than air. I was just saying the other week, I haven't worked for ages, and now suddenly I've got 3 engagements at each consecutive day, totally out of the blue, so absolutely fine. Reading today is by Glyn Edwards, and it's called Psychic and Spiritual Awareness. From one perspective, we see that the unfoldment of mediumship by itself does not require us to awaken to recognise qualities of spirituality. To become in tune with spiritual realms of life and action needs individual commitment and a deeper understanding of the divinity of all. There are exceptions, of course, where spirit intervention has happened in people's darkest hours of needs, which has changed people's outlook and conduct. But this kind of experience may happen just once in someone's life, which means that being open to spiritual dimensions of living are our responsibility. Mediumship is an ability much like any other. It operates through the mind. Its results are coloured to a certain or lesser extent by the character and personality of the individual. Some mediums have developed their mediumistic powers to a high degree, but have not displayed any change in their personal or spiritual nature. Another factor to bear in mind is that the majority of spirit communicators have only recently passed through the spirit world. This implies that they may not have spiritually progressed much more than when we were alive here in the physical realm of existence. Therefore, having the ability to be mediumistically aware of them will not necessarily make us any more spiritual, any more than being aware of people in the physical world which surrounds us. The word psychic is in fact a broad term that encompasses the spirit, our inner being, psychological nature, and mind. Psychic abilities are about awareness of certain non-physical influences. People who have mediumistic experiences describe how they get an impression or flash of something, a sense or seeing or feeling someone. This occurs through the psyche and unconscious and conscious mind and connects with our individual nature and to the whole of who and what we are. Because of its connections with our individual nature, we need to ask ourselves if we are spiritually aware and are acknowledging spiritual precepts. All these points are made not to discredit the views of others, but to emphasize that our spiritual growth is in our own hands. Even though every effort are prepared to make us spiritually more aware, it is still up to us to take the first step. I was sat there thinking, okay, you've dropped me in it for today, thank you very much. What am I going to read? And sure enough, that popped up. And that's really sparked engagement between myself and those who work with me in spirit about, and it really is down to the final line, it is still up to us to take the first step. You know, we come out at this time, you know, there's no dressing it up. The world is not a comfortable place. Also, if anybody has any questions, thank you. Anybody has any questions, please ask them, all right? Because I love this interaction. Do you know what? I don't feel comfortable now stood up here talking at people. Up of this time, I feel the need is much more that people talk and interact. And as we see in this wonderful church, the amount of laughter, the amount of conversation before we're going off the tangent, before the service here, it is so important. The sense of community is coming back to us, and we're valuing that and realising that. And part and parcel of that sense of community is being open to the influence of spirit. You know, a medium can be as what I'm doing today. A medium can be as what Sue is doing today. A medium can be as what Jenny is doing today. And a medium is all of you, what you're doing, because you are open to the influence of spirit. You all have, how many have, oh, I must phone so-and-so, or, oh, I must get hold of whatever. How many people get that fairly regularly? Yeah. That is spirit. That is mediumship. That is everyday mediumship. That is spirit around us, coercing us and edging us and helping us on our pathway and enabling us to help others on their pathway too, which is so important. Because as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, you know, the world outside these doors is something new, isn't it? It's something we are unfamiliar with. It is something that we find can be intimidating, can be daunting, can be frightening, can be harrowing. You know, I'm not trying to bring the fear of anybody in, but this is the world we live in. Everything has changed. Oh, we all want it to go back to normal. I'm glad to say, really, that phrase is disappearing from our conversation. Now, I did find it very difficult at the beginning. Well, when we all get back to normal, we're all 2 years older. You know, we're not the people that we were when this started. So, you know, we've got to learn and adapt. Churches, centres, no matter what the religion, have their place. They have a very strong place within community, and community energy is coming back into our whole nation. It really is. Being together, being with like minds, talking to people on a soul-to-soul level. We don't often get that opportunity because we're too busy being father, mother, sister, brother, husband, whatever to other people. But times like this, it's soul to soul. And this is what we find, and we're recognising it. Maybe not fully into the conscious mind, but certainly there is that unconscious urge to be in environments such as this now, to be in this spiritually enlightened place where we can discuss things which normally would be denied to us at home, be it because we live on our own or because the rest of the family think we're crackers. You know, we're going out talking to dead people, are you? Off you go then, you know. I'll put the dinner on. I'm sure there's a few smiles going around, so yes, I think I know what's going on there. But it's up to us. And this time is really bringing home that lesson. It is up to us to start making the first steps, the first moves, and making it better. Making it all better. Not recreating what was. What was has gone. But what is and what can be is in your hands. Each and every one of you. And you often think, you know, we all want to do something that's going to be massive change, don't we? Or am I just being a megalomaniac? I'm not quite sure. But anyway, we all want to do things that have a great, profound effect. It's the little things. It's being kind to people. It's saying hello to people. It's having a little laugh with whoever's on the till at wherever you're shopping. It's all these little things that add to the energy, because everything we put out is energy. It is all an energy. And if we go out and you're like, hurry up, you haven't served me, why are you wasting your time? Look at them, they're not wearing, you know, and all that. That is what you're pumping out into the ether. But, and I know, and I can say this with a hand on the heart, looking around this church today, we've got the opposite to that energy. We've got people that will go out of their way to smile. We've got people who give their time to do healing in whatever form, whichever way, doing the mediumship, conversing, bringing friends out, bringing people out who may not have been able to come on their own, because we're making that change. And we've got to be conscious of this as well, and allow ourselves to say, well done, because once you start on that ball, once you start on that energy, it has two abilities. It can die through lack of care, or it can grow, because we're acknowledging to ourselves. And it's not about bigging ourselves up. It's just by being kind, firstly and primarily, to ourselves. Because that is something that we let go. Pre this time, we let go of that. We were so busy, we had to do this, we had to do that, we had to get more money because I want the bigger car now, I want the bigger house now, I want the more holiday now. And there was no time for us. During this time of everything closed, we actually sat with ourselves. And the awareness and the awakenings. You all right, darling? There's water at the back there. All right. Yeah, and we've got to reattach with ourselves and reattach with spirit, who are always around us. They are always there. Each and every act of when you are prompted, or just think, oh, I need to do that, or oh, I'll go back, or more in my case, yeah, I'm really sorry I said that. I should not have said that at that time. Maybe I need to send out something in the opposite. But it's about us taking the first steps to reconnect. Has anybody got any questions about anything? And remember what I always say, no question is daft if you don't know the answer. And I'd much rather have this energy. Paula.
You said earlier on, reading Glyn's words, about people when they go over still stay the same, so they're only evolved to a certain level, yes, and then when they go over they stay at that level. So my question is, as we're here in this lifetime, how do we evolve so that when we go over, we're more spiritually aware, then, put it that way?
Yep, very good question. The path of learning never stops, all right? It is unbroken, as is the continuity of life. In that reading there was the inference that they haven't progressed that much further, not that they have not progressed. That is a very, very good point to bring up as well, because this is something we tend to be slightly oblivious to. The act of mediumship to produce the evidence of that person when they walk the earth for recognition, it shouldn't stop there in my book. It shouldn't stop there. We should be saying to whoever comes through, well, what are you doing now? Because when you start to build up that picture, you start then to understand the continuation of life. We've finished this expression of life. We are now living the next expression of life. But learning, understanding, so reading, listening, there is so many things now online and in podcasts, and I'm not talking just about what we produce here at Paul, but by a plethora of people. And times like this of being able to talk, converse, ask questions, interact. Yeah, and you should all be investigating. You know, to me, the whole purpose of, if I do my job correctly and produce that evidence of communication with spirit, when you leave here, you should be asking, how does that work? And more to the point, why are we doing it? It doesn't make sense to me that I can bring through, hopefully, whoever, and that's it. Oh, that was a lovely afternoon, thank you. I'll come back in a couple of weeks' time when I want another message. It's to prove that nobody is ever forgotten. Nobody is ever lost. under that divine law, that the continuation of life is progressive, it's harmonious, it's joyous. It's an absolute joy to be free of this physicality, to be able to progress not only your own soul's journey, but to be in that realm of influence where you can still interact with those that you've left behind on the earth plane and be of assistance to them and give for the sheer joy of giving. I'm not giving to receive, I'm giving because I love you. Sue, the conversation this morning about, I can't even remember it, if you can refresh my memory, the phrase, the unaskingness of love from the spirit world.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Whatever you've done, they're there supporting you,
Yeah,
giving.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
At every moment.
Wonderful. So yeah, in answer to that, progression is available to us 24/7. All right? We should be stimulated when we come to the churches and centres, no matter what the religion. It should be stimulating. It should enable you to walk out of these doors and go, do you know what, world? You ain't ready for me yet, but I am going to make a difference. Whatever it is, I am going to make a difference because I know that I'm acting from a place of love, from compassion, from healing. So, next question. Thank you, Paula. You're not allowed to.
Yes, I am.
Don't do staff questions. Yes, darling.
A member of the community asked earlier about, many of us feel our loved ones around and sometimes we have a special connection. And then they seem to disappear, so to speak, for a little while. We can't feel them. Would you like to explain that? Because it may interest other people
Yeah.
here and online, of course.
A variety of reasons. One of the most common things I get asked as a medium is, why have I never heard from whoever? They have never ever come back to me. There's a whole gamut of things here that can affect that. Number one, no, don't. Sorry, my humorous side came in then, and you do not want to hear the humorous answer to that. So we'll put that away. So it's number two. When we pass over, although I've been assured time and time again, it is as simple as blinking. When it actually comes to that time for us to make that transition, all right, the conditions surrounding us on the earth plane and our physicality may be whatever, but that actual final act of moving from this vibration to the next is just like blinking, and I think that is beautiful. However, how have you lived your life here? You know, have you sat here your whole life going, a load of rubbish, you can't talk to dead people, you're all crackers. A lot of you, well, some of you are, but I still love you to death. So there's nothing there. You know what? Spirit love us, number one. That is always one of the biggest key tenets to our whole understanding. Spirit love us, all right? Everything is done in love. So if you've sat there your whole life convincing yourself there's nothing after here, they're not suddenly going to thrust you into, you know, this beautiful city with flying cars and fluffy clouds that you can, because you as a spirit would be what is going on. There is an adjustment. There is a time of adjustment. During that time is sometimes when communications with this world are not high on the list, because our loved ones are going on with a new phase of life, and they have their own, what's the word, talk to me, they have their own priorities, and that's not because they don't love us, it's because they need to be at a certain place ready to be more help to us. But in the case you've raised there, where we have been aware and then there seems to be a subsidence of them about, never, ever, ever feel as though spirit turn you back on you, because they don't. They may pull back for whatever reasons, because you need to be more actually here in the physical world. They may pull back because we're coming into the very emotional time of year, Christmas, so our emotions are coming up and up. I'm getting it now. Every time a Christmas carol comes on, I'm like, it's lovely. So, you know, Spirit can see us whole lot better than we can see ourselves. And also, in these times where maybe there's that quietness coming back from Spirit, maybe that is the message. It's just a time to be quiet, to sit yourself, to regroup, to concentrate on you, and to build up your spirit within, and to build up your strength again, and to assess where we are. We all need pauses in our life. And only, you know, if only on earth, I'm sure a lot of people recognise the signs in families and partners where it's, oh, we're going to leave them alone for now. You know, we'll leave. I always remember my father coming up for Remembrance Day. The whole family left Dad alone because he was going into that vibration, that memory, that energy of remembrance, and he didn't want to talk to anybody. And that was absolutely fine. We all accepted that. We knew that and understood that. Exactly the same reflection, you know, just because you are now spirit, you still have those times of, oh yeah, I'm going to go a bit quiet. I need to pause. I need to reflect. I need to do whatever. But also recognising in us that maybe we need to be just left alone just for that little while, not to worry about that, to just sit and be at peace. Good enough?
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Laurie.
Any more? Don't sit on a question and say, I was going to ask you, because I'll be out of the energy later on. Those just scratch.
Oh, we've got
Oh,
one
right.
over there and one over here.
Ted. Ted.
This Christmas, I've been grateful for the friendship of the people here, because for the first time, 73 years on
Yeah.
my own,
Yeah.
I could still smile and laugh and have a joke, but it really hurts.
It does. It does, Ted. And do you know what? There's not a person in this church who wishes they could say one thing to take away that pain. And nobody can. But, as I always joke with you, you've always got the ladies after you. You get a cup of coffee. I don't get a coffee, mate. I get nothing. You get a cup of coffee. Are you all right? You know. Because that's what we can do.
That's the whole heart of the church.
Exactly. And that is by linking in with that spiritually aware. You know, it's okay, it's wonderful to be able to communicate and to pass on messages. It is beautiful. I'm not decrying that. However, to me, the greater gift is that empathy feeling of looking around and seeing people and just going over and talking, because you know that is the thing to do. That is the healing that is being brought in. That is being given the opportunity to your harem over there. Look at them all. They get as much out of meeting you, Ted,
Yeah.
and comforting you and chatting with you and having a smile and a laugh and a joke as you do from that. It is that pure mutual exchange of energies of that higher order, of that healing realm being brought in. All right, healing isn't constrained to sit there and I'll put my hands on your shoulders for 5 minutes. That is one form of healing. You've had healing from the minute you walked in the door today.
Yes.
You had Janet and Sue there chatting away. You've had all these ladies running around after you, having a laugh and a joke. That is healing.
Yes.
That is healing. You come.
Feel better.
Yeah. And the bill's in the post, all right?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Why does my deodorant not work the same as Ted's?
I don't know, right? Yeah. You slipped up there, Mike. I don't know what's going on. Everybody happy? Yeah? Lovely. I hope you enjoyed that. Do you know what? I feel times like this are really important to be able to express that community within. We have wonderful speakers. We have wonderful philosophy from people. But we need that mixture at times to engage, because we all go out, don't we, with questions. So, yeah, thank you. I've enjoyed that. Wonderful. And so is Spirit.
Thank you, Laurie. That was absolutely brilliant. And again, you've spoken in such a way it brings the whole community together, and also here online and across the world. And each and every one of you brings something here with you today, and it's just amazing. And it's now time to have our first hymn, or carol to be more to the point, and music. And also, are we all noticing now that the festive energy is beginning to appear, is beginning to materialise, and there are many people here in sparkles and that sort of energy too, and we have this amazing Christmas tree. So it's called "O Come All Ye Faithful," and hopefully the music will start any moment now, if only to hide my singing. And now it's time for another part of the service where Laurie will give a demonstration of evidential mediumship. So, Lawrence, thank you.
I applaud your confidence. Okay, who have I got? Please come to me. Please come to me. The medium's prayer, please come to me. There is a lady building up around me here. I do feel a gentleness to this lady's character, and a quietness as well. You know, there's some people in the world like me where you know that I'm in the room, and other people just quietly come into the room. This lady very much of that energy, quietly coming into a room. Although I do sense more as she's building up around me here that she had quite a rod of iron within her. I know there was a very quiet strength in this lady, and woe betide anybody that actually misread her character as being a soft touch, because she assures me that she was no means a soft touch. Where am I going? Craig, I want to come to you. Okay. Would you understand this, please, as being Mother's character here?
She's quite loud.
She's quite loud,
Yeah.
but this rod of iron within
Oh,
her,
yes,
because
yeah.
that came over
Yeah.
very, very strongly. When are you saying about quiet then? Just asking about where I've misconstrued the quietness. She said I had tact about me. I wouldn't be there throwing out my voice all the time. I was tactful in the way that I said things, but when I did say things, I knew, because I know I've got a straight down the line character with this lady. Yes or no?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I do, as with most people, I know most of you, and I do know bits and pieces about you, so I work very hard to get things that I do not know. I am aware with her that there were medals as well, which you displayed on Remembrance Day. But I do know that she looks at those medals with a great deal of pride. And this lady's emotions ran very deep as well, that the things that really mattered to her really mattered. Yeah, she would not be given to saying, oh, I love this, I love... If she said I love something, it's because I really loved it, not just as a throwaway comment. Okay. She is making me aware that as a family group, they are all together. She is drawing my attention now to your daughter in spirit, and she is stepped back at this time, but I know that she has been guarded ferociously by Mum. She really is. Mum is there front and centre. Oh, thank you, that's nice. Mum is there front and centre for her and looking after, and everything that can be done is being done. It's evolution of the soul that's going on there, all right? I am also aware very much of the sister's energy coming in here as well. And I know with her that this time of year would have been an extremely busy time of year, but also a joyous time of year for her. And she wants to bring in a little bit of joy, and especially around Dad at this time, because I see them now linking arms to lift Dad up, all right? But they are not leaving you out of this equation by any means whatsoever. They are... With your sleep patterns, have you been waking up at odd hours? And I want to be going to around 4 or 5 in the morning, round about that area.
3:30.
3:30, I'll take that, yeah, 4, yeah, because that is a time when we are very receptive and they are so active around you. Within your physical location at this time, your home as well, I want to be drawn to the kitchen, and I want to be out in the kitchen area and feel a presence. It's like I can, when I'm out there, I suddenly feel that presence there as well. And also that presence would extend out into the garden, the same energy as well. Yeah. It's gotten very emotional. All right. So forgive me, and if you say stop, I will. She's saying, you know I love you, you know I love you, and I just wish I was there for you at this time to lift you up, to lift you up. Is there a special dish as well? This is bizarre, because I'm still out in the kitchen with her. Is there a special like lidded casserole dish or something that would have been a staple meal coming out on the table?
Can't think about that.
Okay, well, this is symbolic then that she's bringing in. She's just trying to bring in this comfort food for you, and it is so strong. She is actually gotten very emotional now as she's talking here, and I'm having to balance the energies working here. But she says, I love you, you look after yourself. And the way she's saying look after yourself is you would listen in that. I can't emulate that tone, but you look after yourself, and that is meant with real passion and everything. Looking at changing cars or vehicles or something. I'm just seeing car keys being held up here.
Next year.
Next year, all right, but that is a thought that
Yeah,
we
yeah.
put out, okay, because I've just seen car keys put up here as well. And have we got a St. Christopher medallion on the car keys?
No.
No?
A scooter one.
On your scooter?
Yeah.
You have a St. Christopher?
yeah.
Well, give me that.
No.
Ah, come on!
No, it's not St. Christopher. It's not St. Christopher.
But there is a medallion of
Yeah,
significance there. Right, okay, but I know, because I'm asking for more evidence
Yeah.
because of the interaction that we have. Just being presented a white rose, a single white rose. Now I know that's for remembrance, but I feel there's more to that energy as well, as that would have been at one of the services, a white rose would have been laid. Yeah, and that's been given back to you because it's pristine and with love as well. All right. I'm going to leave it there. All right. But thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We've got a male energy building up here now. Okay. I've got not somebody who's gruff, but there is sort of like a gruffness about this person. It's very easy to mistake when you first meet them. You're just like, oh, okay. But once you actually get into that person and they get into you, which is more important, I know that this chap was a very helpful and a very wise person as well. He would come out with some really sage advice. Yeah, I would like this. I would like to have this person on Earth to be able to go to when I was in need and struggling with a dilemma. That they could give you an unbiased opinion about things. They would just say things as they saw them, which sometimes we really need just to clear the personal fog. Where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? I also sense with this gentleman, he's very slow coming through. I also sense with this gentleman, I'm being drawn down to my legs and particularly my knee here on my left-hand side. There was a bit of an issue going on there. I feel like it just gave a couple of times. Not a big thing, but just gave a few times. Made mobility sometimes. Just sudden jarring motion. Where are we going, sir? I'd like to come to you, my darling. Hello.
Hello.
Do you understand this gentleman coming
I
through?
was trying to think of somebody, but he didn't. I don't think he had knee problems.
Okay. Right, we'll put the knee problem to one side just for now, but I will go back and tackle that. But you do understand that character, that nature,
Yes.
and also, and you miss having that as a resource on the earth. You miss having this gentleman to talk to, correct?
Well, he wasn't. He wasn't always there. Not that close, but he was always that kind of person.
Yeah, but you're missing his physical presence at times. This knee problem, is this with you actually?
Yes.
Right, thank you. Because I'm just saying, what's happening? What's about my other knee? And he's going, right, thank you. I wish you told me that, but never mind. I didn't ask, did I? It was my fault. You've been putting out an awful lot of thoughts at this time, with the Christmas time coming up. You've got an awful lot going on your plate, he's telling me. And it's like I've got to make actually quite a few decisions that I don't want to make, and I'm backing off of making them. Do you understand that? And he sort of like stepped forward then and took a bit of a breath and went, do you know what? You'll do what's best for you. You'll do what's best for you. And if you do it all kindly, and if you do it all without the emotional attachments, you will actually sail through this. He's not opening it up, and it wouldn't open up on a public platform anyway, what it's about, and I don't want to know, it's your business. But I do know that I wouldn't like to be having to tackle that myself. That's the energy that I'm getting at the moment. But yeah, and I feel it's like I'm going to have to cut loose some parts of my life, and other parts I've got to focus on a bit more. You understand that? And he's saying, you know what's best from here, all right? Don't let other people sway you. You know what's best from here, because you're better off having less in your life but more love in there than having lots in your life and not having the love. All right? So, and when I talk about the love, I mean our own love. You know, we want to wake up in the morning and go, yes, it's another day, not, oh no, I'm still here. It's yeah. And this is what you say, because he's got a gentle humour as he's talking about here as well. What is that? What is that? What is that? I need a book of plants up here. There's a Christmas rose. Hellebore. Hellebores. I want to be taken to a garden where hellebores came out. They're called the Christmas rose. Yeah? And I want to be taken somewhere, going back to childhood memories, where these hellebores would have grown as well. And I've got a soft pink hue to them as well. This is This is linking in with the lady's energy drawing about you. Now, obviously, having taken the services for you and your family, I'm trying not to let that interfere. I do feel Mum's love around you. I do feel Mum's love, and you felt Mum's love as well. And she's been there wiping your eyes lately as well. Yes. She's really spry now. Oh yes. I'm having trouble keeping up with her here. And again, she's got this very down-to-earth way of tackling things as well, a very sensible way of tackling things. And she's coming in with the same energy as this gentleman about, come on, you can do it, you can do it. Your mum was your greatest supporter on earth, wasn't she? Yeah, she still is. She still is, all right? Because she's there and she's got her hand right in the middle of your back at the moment, just giving you that energy. And she's saying, come on, you can do this, we can do this. Don't get worked up over it. She said, whatever it is, I don't want to know. Don't get worked up over it, all right? She said, just speak from the heart and pace yourself. Did Mum do anything like plays, or was there a bit of a thespian link somewhere within the family?
My sister.
And sisters in spirit?
Yes, she is.
Because I was up on a stage then, on a platform, and I was just getting that, lift your head up and talk clearly, and that sort of energy coming in, that guidance where, you know what, you've got so much going on around you. In your car, you've been aware of somebody sat in the passenger seat.
Not often in my car.
Well, not often means that you has.
Oh, right. I don't like.
I'm not trying to make you
I
fit.
don't like driving. I prefer to be the passenger.
Well, so do I. I can't drive. But you've been aware of that presence within the car as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see what you mean, yeah.
Yes, right. We'll go with that. And that's my misinterpretation, because we can't have the steering wheel on this side. Well, we can, but we won't get very far. Yeah, and I know that's the lady's presence as well coming in there. That closeness there as well. Is there childhood memories of in the back window? You remember the nodding dog things? Because I've just seen that as well, and I know I'm going back in time with that. Nodding dog. There's a huge amount of love from the spirit world around you all the time. The people that have identified themselves today are both strong characters and very pragmatic. And I want to slow down how I'm talking. I just want the calmness in dealing with whatever it is that's on your plate at the moment. All right, and they are there. Ask them for help. All right, we do miss them. You know, the most commonest thing we all say is, "I wish you were here." They are. So go that next step and say, "I know you're here. Help me with this problem. I'm really struggling." All right. Yeah. Is this you who's got the hospital appointments coming up as well, please?
No, well, no, not really. No, I work. I'm a nurse, but I don't. You know,
Oh, okay. I didn't
don't work
realise
in
that.
hospital.
No, this is hospital appointments as making it fit. Is this within the family? There's something coming up with hospital appointments, and I know it's sort of like one after the other.
Well, my sister was supposed to have one, but she got knocked back on that.
Right, well, just stand firm, because when it does happen, it's going to be like that. It's just going to be bang, bang, bang,
Yeah.
bang, 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 because it's needed.
Yeah.
It's needed to get that sorted and out of the energies as well, because that's holding back your sister, as you've identified. She's, yeah, and that's mum. It'll be like that. So, if mum says that, I'm not going to argue with her, mate. I'll tell you that for nothing. She just said, "Oh, you make me sound terrible." You're not, darling. You're a wonderful person. Thank you.
Thank
I've got that song. I don't know who's seen Blithe Spirit, the old film. And there was a song in there, "Cherry ripe, cherry ripe." I've got a lady singing that, and I've got a trilly voice with this lady, and I know it would have been all, thank you, it would have been all the old songs that she would quite happily sing when she was pottering around. I do feel more of a grandmotherly energy with this lady as she's coming in now, and I'm being taken straight to you, my darling. Would you understand this on a grandmother singing, but you know, that peculiar warble? A friend of the family. There must have been more interaction than just a friendship. There was a love there, which was expressed. Yeah, thank you. Do you know what? It's very difficult to describe, because they whop love on you. And to try and define it as a mother, grandmother, whatever. But yeah, this lady thinks a lot of you, and she's very helpful to you when you were growing up as well, she's saying, in the formative years. And she's not saying that as a braggy way, she's just saying this to establish the identity here. She thought, and she still does, a lot of you. All right? Did you have children? Okay. Yeah, it's almost like a bit of an adopted mum scenario about this lady as well, the way she's referring to you. Because she actually went out of her way, and she would have thought about it. Is there a time going back that something would have been made, like a toy, and I'm seeing a toy rabbit, actually, with, or something with big ears, and I'm going to plump for the rabbit. But there is a soft toy as well that she's just holding up. You can't hang on to that, because it's just so prominent. But where are we at the moment? Okay, she's working very much around you and with you at this time. Number one, to calm your nerves, because I know nerves as a physical condition have been something to deal with. Yeah, we all have different things physical that we need to deal with, and she's just making me aware with you it's the nerves at this time, but also an underlying, because she's just talking within you that there's this huge search going on. And this really is working on a soul level as well. This is something, you know, it's not, I'm not looking up stuff on Google just to pass the time. I'm really on a quest, she's saying. Okay. Because she's got a nice humour as well, this lady, because when she said the quest, she just suddenly appeared in a suit of armour holding out, you know, one of the flags that they would have had in those days. Just, she was, oh right, she still is theatrical because she was straight in that suit of armour, bless her. Oh, thank you, darling. But really supporting you, because I know that this is going to answer a lot of questions and also be aware that the answers that you will uncover, not only through reading others' experiences, but through your own experiences as well. You sit and commune with Spirit yourself. Yeah. And this is where some of these answers, because when we put out a want or a need, they are met. They will redirect a lot of your thinking and therefore a lot of your life as well. I feel, I don't do fortune telling, but I do feel really good about this because I'm getting a richness and a fullness coming in. And that's what I want. Yeah, that is really, really what I want, because I just feel as though I'm not complete. I just feel like, yeah, there's something missing. That indefinable whatever is missing, but it's on the horizon, all right? And there's new thinking, but like anything, it's the journey, it's not the destination, all right? I'm not going to, and Spirit wouldn't tell me what the destination is, because that destination is made by that journey. But I know that the journey that you are on, thank you, has great rewards in it. And it's your mind is just going to go woof. So enjoy that. But it really is, because you're just going to take away a lot of the old doors are just going to fall away, and your understanding, because you're really going to work with your gut feeling as well, which is very strong in it. You have got a very intuitive nature. In fact, you're bordering on the empath. Yeah, you talk to people and you walk away feeling depressed or happy, and think, why is this? Because of your empath abilities. But you really are going to rely on these. These are really going to, you're going to think of stuff, hear stuff, read stuff, and go, yes, no. It really is going to be really clear on what sits with you and what doesn't. But she's saying, I'll be there feeding the books into you and steering the right people to you as well. And steering the right people to you, very much. Huge amount of love for you from this lady. She really is. She's just, she's there now. I'm like that with you. Just give you that big hug. But she said, just look forward to it. Look forward to it. And don't worry about Christmas. Whatever that is, don't worry about Christmas. So next year has just come up like a big vista. All right? Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Lawrence.
Thank you.
Just a few notices, everybody. On Sunday, the 12th of December at 11 o'clock, we have our Divine Style service with Barbara Breeze. On Wednesday, we have the 3 p.m. Divine service with Dimphna Russell. On Monday evening, just to skip back slightly, on the 13th, at 7:15 in the evening, we have the Healing Development Circle. So all healers, if you're here before 7, so we can sit in meditation first. Anyone who wants to come here for healing, please be here before or 7:15 or afterwards. The doors are open then. Sunday the 19th at 11 o'clock we have the family gathering, and this is our Christmas family gathering, and we will also be having some food together afterwards. So, and this is where people are all going to bring something, so it'll be like a potluck type of thing, but we thought that would be a lovely celebration for this time of year.
I'm bringing a spoon.
A large spoon.
Yes.
Not for stirring with this time. Wednesday on the 22nd at 3 p.m. we have Tony Goswell, who will be here for our divine service, and then Friday the 24th at 3 p.m. we're having a Christmas Eve service. The church will be closed until Wednesday the 5th of January, and which will open with a healing hour with Kevin Biggs. And he's been here before, and there was a wonderful atmosphere, so that's something to look forward to in January as well. This Saturday we have another one of our great friends of this church, Mark Stone. He's bringing along his shop, and that will be open here, perhaps not everything, but from 11 till 3 p.m. Mark Stone will bring a lot of different gift ideas for this festive time of year, so please come along to that if you can. And I'd just like to mention that we know we're not handing the prayer books round at the moment to try and cut down any transmission, and the same applies to our collection plate, which helps to keep the church open for the electricity, etc., etc. And that's just over there towards the door. I'd also mention to those that are online in our international community as well that there is a link on there where money may be paid to help on the upkeep of the church, and also all the wonderful Zoom events that Laurie has been producing for everybody, where there are an amazing amount of chats and discussions. And also on a Monday evening at 7 o'clock we have a 5-minute meditation, and also on Saturday morning a 5-minute meditation too, so you can just step off the chaos of the world for a while. And so now I'll hand back to Lawrence for a closing prayer. Thank you, Lawrence.
Thank you, Sue. So once more, dear friends, before we return, before we walk out of these doors, just link in this fabulous energy that you have created here today. Each service is unique and created by those who attend. Give thanks for the philosophy, the thoughts, the energy, communication that has happened in this time, and take with us that surety, that knowledge that we never walk alone. We are always surrounded by our loved ones, whether seen, felt or not, matters not. Just trust, they're always there, just that thought away, ready to uplift, support and help us on this path. Amen.
And that just leaves me now to thank Lawrence for leading a wonderful service that's helped uplift our spirits within the church here and also online. I'd also like to thank Todd, who's been operating the camera for us, and also Pauline, who's been our online moderator. And it just leaves me now to say, enjoy what's left of the rest of the day, and we hope to see you again sometime soon within the church and indeed online, and also to our other online events. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Lovely.